maybe. Welcome back to Seahawks Coast to Coast. Sorry we missed you last week. It's been a hectic time lately. Nothing bad, but how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm glad to be back and be on the show. There's a lot of things to talk about, and excited to dive into a pretty nice, pretty nicely loaded up off-season show for folks.
Yeah, for sure. Have you before we get in, anything new exciting happen?
Easter week, it's everything's a little crazy, and it's even crazier when you don't know how to hold a nail right, and you bash your finger in on Good Friday, and then crazier things happen on the next day and at an Easter egg hunt. And
Wild Easter.
Yeah.
Wild Easter.
Wild Easter.
That's how they do it in Pennsylvania.
Yeah. I mean, we look at that holiday, we're like, you know what? We could cram a lot of chaos in this.
The Amish country, dude.
Yeah.
You're near Amish country. Any Amish Easter egg hunters?
No, I don't think so. I went to college down there at the epicenter of Amish
what city
country.
Is that?
Lancaster.
Yeah, Lancaster. I heard of somebody they moved down there and they just got a job driving Amish people around.
Yep.
Like, because they're technically allowed to ride. I don't know. It's weird. It's a weird deal. My wife watches shows about the Amish and escaping the Amish, and I'm like, this sucks.
It's a thing.
They're dating. Their dating is wild. The first dates are like, they're nuts. They're just so awkward. Yeah, so not in the Amish country. How's baseball season going for you so far?
I have to remind myself, last year Seattle Mariners started 3-7. So yeah. I'm holding out hope that this is a fluke and they will.
Right.
Look, I have a good friend who got on board with Seattle baseball and last year, and I told him, like, listen, like, pain and suffering, that's our mantra, baby, and we're in it for the long haul, and it's never easy.
One of 162. Stop freaking out.
Yeah, there'll be some chaos ball later on, and they'll dig themselves out of whatever hole they get in, and then we start chewing fingernails at the end of the year, and that's Mariner baseball.
Yeah, I took my daughter her first game on a couple of weeks ago. It was cold. I couldn't believe it. The day before, it was like sunny and 65, and I'm like, oh, awesome. So Sunday we go. It was a couple of weeks ago, and I just wear a long sleeve shirt like this with a jersey over it, and I don't get cold easy. I was like, oh my god, it is freezing. So that was rough, but we won. So hey. But yeah, let's get into it. I kind of wanted to lead the show off with something a little silly. All right. Let's get into Sean McVay still bitching about a 2-point conversion that they want the rule changed. And what are you going to change the rule? Are you going to change it to where a fumble touching a defender, the offense can't pick up the football? What does he want it changed?
I don't know, but I'm pretty sure we broke him, and that is a huge joy to myself because, man, being able to walk into off-season meetings as the defending champs, and then have him still gripe and groan about all of that. Man, it's music to my ears. If that's the downfall of the Rams, sign me up.
There were 6 minutes and 23 seconds left in the game.
I know.
When that 2-point conversion happened. They acted like they didn't have a chance to respond. Well, they did. They went 3 and out. The Seahawks didn't do anything either. I think if we wouldn't have got the 2-point conversion, we would have been more aggressive and won the game in regulation. But that's just me. So,
hello, chat. Good to see all y'all. Jesus loves you too. Yep. Happy Easter.
I'm really bad at these. Teresia Whitaker. Hello. Jesus loves you. Thank you. Tech Mick. U3K. But yeah, so Sean McVay pitching. I don't think McDonald thought it was that funny.
No. I think he's annoyed.
Yeah. And wouldn't you be too if people were talking about a play that happened on a Thursday night football game in early December and you just won the Super Bowl? And them acting like the refs just held the Seahawks' hand throughout the year is like, that's basically what you're implying when you say that. And it's actually nuts. Like,
for sure.
Held our hand. Maybe they don't call the flag on Woolen. Did you see the guy that was okay? Sorry, we haven't talked for a while. So did you see there was a photographer or videographer for the NFL that was on the Rams sideline when that happened? The Woolen penalty?
No.
Or maybe it was a Rams player. I don't know. He goes, you could tell the ref was like, hey, don't do that. Hey, don't do that or else I'm going to throw a flag.
Yeah.
And they kept doing it. And the ref, you could tell he like did not want to throw the flag, but was like, geez, dude, like how else am I going to get you out of here? So, yeah.
I'm not sad that he's gone, but we'll cover that in a bit, I'm sure.
Yeah. Anything Seahawks update? Come on, bring it to me.
New Hawks Nest renovations.
Oh my God. Haven't sat in the Hawks Nest in forever, but I guarantee it's gonna be a lot nicer. Bleachers suck. And I don't know, you can probably tell, but like I lied. I sat in the Hawks Nest like 5 years ago for one game. And I don't know if you can tell, but the Hawks Nest is pretty much straight up and down. Like it's really steep.
Yeah.
But so it's actually a really cool view. But having bleachers there is insane good, because not only does it give you a seat and a seat back, which they did it for FIFA, let's be honest, but bleachers are such a weird seating where if you're not on the aisle, people encroach on your seat so easy. And I think this is something that needed to be done for a long time. So,
yeah. So big update there for the stadium. Our boy Sammy D got married today.
Oh my God, I forgot. Yeah.
Congratulations to Sam Darnold.
Winning
all the time.
Yeah, 2 rings in the last 2 months? Was it 2 months ago today? What day was that? What day was the Super Bowl? Yeah, it was about 2 months ago. Yeah, 2 rings in 2 months. Nice.
And in terms of other updates that isn't like free agency stuff.
Yeah.
I think we're now at the point where we could probably start to maybe speculate on your favorite thing to speculate on. And that would be the ownership of the team, because the trust has recently sold its ownership of the Portland Trailblazers.
Yeah, they did that like a year ago.
It's finally gone through.
Finalized.
So that's made that was, I think, this past week. That was all finally dusted and made official. And so now their full focus is now going to be on the Seahawks and that process, whatever that looks like.
Sucks.
So, yeah.
I'm just not like. Let's be honest. The team's not going to move. I know you wish it would move to Central Pennsylvania. It's not. It's stand directly.
The guy with 2 teams in his state who didn't pick either one of them wants another team in the state.
Yeah, but no, the team's not moving. So ever, like I'm almost willing to like, drink out of a urinal if this team ever moves. Like that's how confident I am. But I'm just nervous that we're going to get an owner that's going to be too hands-on. I think I've told you this. Well, I know I've told you this. That's my biggest fear. I want a low-profile guy that just, hires a guy to do a job. And that's what Paul Allen did with John Schneider and Pete Carroll. That's what he did with Mike Holmgren and later Tim Ruskell, even though Tim Ruskell kind of ruined it. But they hire guys and stay out of it and make tough decisions when they absolutely have to.
Yeah.
You got a name in mind?
Oh, no. I'm pulling up free agent stuff. But, yeah, I have no real strong opinion, I think, other than I just hope they get lucky in the role and they get another owner that's hands-off and you have an awesome infrastructure.
Thinking we get Dan Snyder back. He sold the Redskins, learned his lesson, wants a team in the real Washington. So bring back Dan Snyder. He'll turn this around. By around, I mean we're Super Bowl champions. There's only one way to go, and I can see him turn it around really quick here. That's what I'm afraid of. I'm afraid of Dan Snyder because look at how good the Redskins were in the 80s and 90s. And I mean, they were really good. Joe Gibbs won 3 Super Bowls with 3 different quarterbacks in the 80s. And in the 90s, they were always kind of there. And then as soon as Dan Snyder took over, it took like 5 years for it to just be like, wow, we didn't really hear about it till later. But from the inside, it took like 5 years to be like, wow, this is a joke. I can't believe I'm working here.
Yeah. So, it's I think at the end of the day, there's enough headspace with everybody involved to make this a responsible selling. I don't think it's because the proceeds are going to foundation and it's not about who has the largest check. I think at this point, I think it's about preserving a legacy and having the right people involved. So we'll see.
Yeah. Well, and the NFL is going to have to vote on who buys it anyways.
Yeah.
That's actually what I'm more nervous about. Because the NFL is going to want one of their billionaire friends to buy it, which obviously a billionaire is going to buy it. A billionaire group is going to... A group of billionaires led by one specific billionaire is going to buy the team. And they're obviously going to have friends around the league. But I don't know. It's going to be weird.
We'll see.
Yeah, duh. We have to.
Yeah, we have to now. Yeah, you're right. It's coming whether we want it or not. I am very I know we talked about this on the Super Bowl show. How fitting though at the last moment it could happen before these talks actually really get rolling that they go out and win a Super Bowl. That's so cool.
No one can take it from you.
Nope. Not even the Rams. So
no. As much as they try, that 2-point conversion. Hey,
I know.
Let's keep bringing that up.
Playoff game that we're just gonna ignore, I guess.
Well, that didn't really matter because it might have happened at home if that 2-point conversion wasn't overturned, which would have been loaded with Seahawks fans. No chance that game is not an absolute home game for the Seahawks in Los Angeles.
Wild. So free agents, buddy.
Yeah.
got a lot,
One.
got a lot to go through.
So
Um,
can I start with one at least?
yeah,
So last time we were on the show, 2 times ago, you're like, "Oh man, your wife's so happy, Bobo's back." And then last time we were on the show, I'm like, maybe it was last time, but I'm like, dude, my wife, she's pissed. Jake Bobo's gone. He's at Jacksonville. Turns out Bobo is back in full force. He ain't leaving. And he actually said, I'm not fucking leaving when he posted on Instagram, which is nuts for a guy with 2 catches last year, but not including the postseason. He had a touchdown in the postseason. So let's pull up your screen here.
So we have a list of additions, which we'll get to. But I think the big story is, the fact that this team has made a commitment to say, you know what, we're going to run it back. And we'll get into the people that they lost. But I think the people that we retained is also something worth celebrating.
Mm-hmm.
Josh Jobe, I think for both of us, really shocked us at different points last year. Turned out to be a pretty solid choice at corner. We'll talk about the future of cornerback play in Seattle in just a little bit, I'm sure, but good grab there by the team to make sure he's back. Chaz Surratt, probably going to be the news star on Hard Knocks. So, happy for him.
Oh my God. How did we miss that? Sorry. We'll talk about it in a bit. Let's circle back to it.
Yeah. The big one, I don't think JSN really counts in terms of like he wasn't a free agent. They just took advantage of his contract. Rashid Shaheed coming back. And, there was numerous points last year where he said, I want to make this work. I really love it here. And Seattle ponied up and got him. I'm really excited to see that relationship with Darnold really blossom.
I think I'm excited for it, and I think we talked about this last time, is seeing Shaheed, Horton, and JSN on the field at the same time. If you look at it, the receiver room, it's not as flashy as it was when we had Lockett and Metcalf. And, JSN was a young guy. We didn't know he was going to be the best receiver in the league. But just the receiver room of JSN, Rashid Shaheed, Torrey Horton, Cooper Kupp, and Jake. Okay, we're going to add Bobo in there. And Cody
fan
White.
Favorite. You got
Yeah, fan favorite. Gritty special teams guy. First to show up last week. But, this receiver room is not what I'm worried about.
Nope.
And to tell you the truth, we can see right here that we signed Drake Thomas back. Linebacker is something also not off-ball linebacker, obviously, something I'm not worried about. You can go to the people that we lost if you want, unless you want to talk about Chaz Surratt a little bit more.
Yeah. Manuel Wilson. I know we're going to talk about running backs here in a little bit. I think I'm excited to see him in this offense. He certainly has a great opportunity in front of him with Charbonnet out and K9 gone. So I liked what we were able to see out of him, and now he's a Seahawk. So I think out of the additions here, it's that's the one I just like good running back play. So and in this offense, you're really going to need it. So that's exciting for me to see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think all the defensive backs with D'Anthony Bell, Rodney Thomas, and not even gonna attempt to say his last name in the corner we signed. I think that those are kind of depth pieces. I think God damn it. Sorry, that was rude. But yeah, I think Emmanuel Wilson might actually play quite a bit.
Yeah, I think so
Are
too.
you checking the players departing?
Yeah.
Because there was 4. So here's what I'm going to say.
Well, if you could just rip them off, that'd be great.
So we lost. Obviously, I think the one that everybody is most upset about. Well, I lied. A lot of people aren't most upset about, but Kobe Bryant, Rick Bolin, Kenneth Walker, Boye Mafe. Now, I was listening to a podcast, and I'm going to tell you the truth. I don't remember the name, but it was NFL. It was through the NFL. It was one of NFL Network's guys. And he said, well, the Seahawks got gutted this offseason. You know what happens when you win the Super Bowl. Your roster just gets gutted. Now, tell me how you think losing 4. Okay, let's say a cornerback who couldn't start half the games the first half of the season because he was struggling so much at tackling. Kobe Bryant, who missed a good portion of the second half of the season with injury. Kenneth Walker, nothing to say about him. And Boye Mafe, who's a rotational defensive end. Like, tell me how that's our roster getting gutted. Because nothing leaving this free agency period makes me feel like we're in a worse spot than we were last year, other than the running back room, which I think we'll address.
Yeah, I agree. And I mean, I know you don't have anything negative to say about K9, but look, I'm first and foremost, like, K9, huge playoff run, big reason why we went and won the Super Bowl. But I'm not here to run away from my past takes on Kenneth Walker, and that is when he's an every down back, he's not healthy. And everybody else who's not a Seahawk fan doesn't understand that because they just watched the Seahawks in the playoffs, and they saw a every down back who went on a monster tear, and at the end of the day, his price was, he
insane.
Earned that. He earned.
I don't know if he earned that much.
If that's all you know about Kenneth Walker, and you're banking on, like, wow, like, he looked really healthy in the playoffs and he went on this huge run, like, sure, whatever, throw your money at him. But, like, we who are in the know very well, like, he needed to split snaps
all year.
We
complained about it. And we complained. We said, let's get Walker the ball more. And you know what? It ended up working out. Yep. Because in the long run, he was healthy. And he's never been, like, healthy throughout the season.
Yep.
And also, this conversation looks way different if Charbonnet doesn't tear his knee up. This conversation is not as dire. And I don't think Kenneth Walker gets paid nearly. Kenneth Walker might actually be back here.
I was going to say, I don't think Kenneth Walker leaves if they dual running back their way to the Super Bowl, because he's like, that's all he is. And he's a split carry running back. Now, would there be a team that pony up, a nice hunk of change to split up the duo? Maybe.
Not
but
16.
you gotta put in to the equation, like, okay, well, do I really want to leave this to go for, not that contract, not 16, but go for something a little less just to be the guy. That kind of money that he wound up getting from Kansas City is like, well, I gotta go. Like,
and I don't blame him.
Yeah, I don't blame him either. I think
there were people online that were like, no more loyalty. And I was like, I wouldn't be loyal either. That's nuts. Yeah. The Seahawks were probably offering him 12, maybe max. That's what I'm guessing.
Yeah. And McDonald has come out and said, like, we just couldn't afford him.
But that's the thing. These guys have the cap space. If they wanted to keep all 4 of those guys, they could have.
Yeah.
But they saw the value.
Yep. It's position by position. Like, how this team builds is they are very, very stingy on, this is our position group. This is what we're willing to pay that position group. And if you are over that mark, doesn't matter what our cap space is like. If you're over that mark, you can go and test the market.
Unless you're
And-
a special player.
Yes.
But
And-
no disrespect, but it's not like Kenneth Walker, Saquon. And he's getting paid like almost Saquon Barkley. He's getting paid like still have that alarm set, guys. He's getting paid like he's Josh Jacobs.
Yeah. And like he does, he's a great behind the line catcher of the football. Like he
not according to the Super Bowl broadcast, right?
Yeah.
Did they watch the Seahawks throughout the year? Do you think? Sorry.
Yeah, or him at all. Like he's a very strong like receiver out of the backfield. He is electric when it comes to that burst and that open field speed. Like once he's gone, he's gone. But at the end of the day, like you got to be healthy. And everybody who's been cued in on the Seahawks knows the truth about Kenneth Walker. And like, good for him. Like seriously, good for him. I'm happy he went on that run. I'm happy he got that team the Super Bowl, and he cashed it in. Like I don't blame him at all.
No, and it almost feels like more of a desperate move by the Chiefs.
It does,
because they're like, okay, we need to get back now. Patrick Mahomes, he's still young, but the rest of the roster is aging.
Hard.
I'm not going to act like I'm an avid Chiefs knower, but obviously Kelsey's getting really old. I'm surprised he's even back.
3-year deal.
No way. I didn't even look at that.
3 years.
Chris Jones is getting old. They traded McDuffie, which, like, not being a dick, but I'd kind of rather have Trent McDuffie than Kenneth Walker on my team if I had to choose between the two. But yeah, and then Boye Mafe got an absurd amount of money for, and I like Boye. I feel like Boye Mafe, same thing. Like, I'm really happy he got paid that much. $20 million a year. Yeah, I was gonna say 25. I'm happy I didn't, but yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. I just yeah, Kobe. That now here's another thing. I think Ty Okada played himself into this.
Yeah.
Also, do you know how old Julian Love is? Before Googling it, take a guess. Take a guess, because this is nuts.
I really don't know. I know he's a vet. Like, I think he's pretty dang old.
Yeah, that's what I thought. No, he's 28.
No way.
Yeah, he's good.
I would have guessed like 31, 32. Yeah.
That was my guess the other day.
Man, I felt silly for even thinking that. Oh, man.
Yeah, I was.
That's
crazy. Like, I was talking to my friend, and I go, how long does Julian Love have? And he goes, Julian Love's young. I go, what? And he's like, yeah. And I looked it up, 28 years old. So Julian Love's not going anywhere as much. He looks like he's 40. Not on the field. Just like, maybe he's just physically a super mature guy. I don't know.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But, yeah, so you're going to have Eamon Wari kind of doing his thing, hybrid safety, nickel kind of, and then you're going to have Ty Okada. And I'm oddly comfortable with that, even though week 1, do you remember our reaction to Ty Okada?
We were like, no!
Yeah, So, yeah, and then corner, once again, if I had to pick between the two, and I think we talked about this all before it happened, I'd much rather have Job than Mullen. So,
yeah, for sure.
I mean, didn't I text you? It was the Rams game on Thursday night, the 2-point conversion game that we totally screwed the Rams out of, by the way. Didn't I text you? I said, is Mullen hurt? I clearly remember texting you that. And you're like, no. What's the deal? He sucks, I guess. I don't know. But yeah.
I think McDonald just got tired with his crap. Like,
yeah.
100%.
Yeah, he gave up the shutout in the Super Bowl. Let's not forget that. Yeah, obviously the penalty. I don't know. 3 of those 4 guys I'd like to have back, but Woolen, I kind of felt like even if he was under contract, I kind of prefer if they traded him.
Yeah. Yep.
So, which is nuts because look behind me, dude. Look at
I know.
that. Yeah. Anything else free agency wise that you want to get into? Has Tyreek Hill signed with the team, or is he gonna go the 49ers with all the other old guys?
That would be something.
Watch out, dude. We got Mike Evans.
Yeah, he was in Kansas City a day ago, but he has not signed yet.
Well, that's a typical off-season vacation spot, right?
Yeah, totally.
I guess he might have a house there. Who knows?
I don't know.
He's got a lot of kids. Maybe he's got a family in Kansas City.
He does. Yeah. Free agency like news. You texted me about it, and I'm so excited to talk about it on the show, baby. The old man take lives on one more year because Kirk Cousins, professional bag stealer, signed a huge contract on paper, but not in actuality, with the Raiders, and I get to root for old man Cousins for one more year, and so
let me tell you why I like this move. Honestly, let me tell you why. It has nothing to do with him being old. Well, it does just a little bit, but I think Mendoza is going to get absolutely killed back there if they throw him behind that offensive line, even though Brennan Carroll's not coaching it anymore. But I don't know if they have the balls to do it. I'm going to fall into peer pressure. Mendoza's probably starting the season. But I think it'd be smart. If you think Mendoza's the guy and you don't think it's a guy next year in next year's draft class and you don't want to move off that pick, then sit him for a year.
Yeah.
Like, I know every coach isn't saying this. I know. But your guys aren't winning the Super Bowl this year.
For sure.
Like, you were the worst team in the NFL last year. You're not winning the Super Bowl. I don't know if any team's ever gone from worst to first. Like, in the NFL, I know they have in division. But let him sit a year. Look at Mahomes.
Yep.
That helped quite a bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they kind of built the roster and then got their quarterback. Maybe you can use this to build the roster and play the quarterback later.
Yeah, I agree. So I do think it's a smart move by Vegas to go and get him. Excited to see where that goes, how long he can hold on to that job, because it does turn into a 5-year deal with Kirk Cousins.
It won't.
I mean,
if they don't trade off that number 1 pick, it won't.
Yeah, who knows? Kirk Cousins could light up the world next year. I don't know, but at the end of the day, that'll be to be determined. Kyler Murray, as the landscape of the NFC West changes, gets a new home in Minnesota.
Minnesota, don't you know?
To go and challenge for the starting quarterback job in Minnesota, while the Cardinals look like they're going to rock with Jacoby Brissett next year.
This is so. Yeah, the NFL is dumb. The NFL is just dumb. Like, just following it, like just talking about, the most important position on the field, which is quarterback, and talking about like which quarterbacks are going where. And it's like, is Kyler good? Probably not anymore. If we're being honest, maybe it helps with Kevin O'Connell. So what I was kind of hearing about this is Kevin O'Connell's the guy. That's why Darnold flourished. It was hit this spot right now. No improvisation. Hit this guy on the run. Kyler Murray is the exact opposite of what they're looking for. Maybe it works. Probably won't.
Yeah, I have a good friend who's a Vikings fan, and before this even happened, he was like, "I really hope we don't get Kyler Murray because he is the exact opposite of what we need at quarterback." And yeah, you hit the nail right on the head. The Dolphins go through a rebuilding period and then
No, they're not.
immediately reverse it by paying Malik Willis.
No, they're not. Malik Willis sucks. I think it's me and you. It's you that thinks he's good.
I'm a truther. I want to see it.
Yeah, he sucks, dude. Bring this back when he's really good next year. That's fine. To clip it, 720 on 4-7. 720 on 4-7-26. But boy, I watched him his first year in Green Bay and in Tennessee, and he sucks. I'm so happy the Seahawks didn't draft him. The amount of money that these quarterbacks are making is nuts. Good for Malik Willis. He ain't turning it around. I just love that they sell their whole team. And then they're like, nah, we're not trading H-Hand. We're not getting rid of this guy.
It's kind of like the was it Brees Hall in New York? Like New York, like
same thing.
Dismantled their team. They're like, except you. And
yeah, they act like it's 1980. They're like, you know what we need? A running back. That's what's gonna turn this thing around. All right.
So Malik becomes the answer in Miami, which means Tua Tagovailoa is out and now in Atlanta.
Double lefties, dude.
Nobody's dropping nothing in practice anymore. We got two lefties back there.
Yeah, exactly. The trajectory, some of the 49ers players complained back in the day when they switched from Joe Montana to Steve Young. They're like, man, the spin difference, So that was the Falcons' issue last year. I could tell just by watching the tape. They just didn't practice enough with the lefties. That's all they need.
And then probably the biggest, which we touched briefly on because it was just news of this was just coming out, and then now we kind of have a little bit of a bigger picture. The Raiders pull a no or a hey, maybe we should do this, and the Ravens go LOL nope with the failed Max Crosby trade that eventually leads Trey Hendrickson to the Ravens.
Yeah, it's bullshit. I think the Ravens should be punished, honestly.
I think so too.
Like, I think they were like, the NFL should strip them of like this year's first round pick. Just be like, hey, you already committed it. You basically were shady. You saw the Max Crosby interview, right? Where he said like he got there, no one like greeted him.
Yeah.
They like wouldn't look him in the eye. He said it was like super awkward. No one was like excited that he was there.
Wild.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think they should. It, and this all goes back to, I know the thing that we talked about when it came to this was the fact that tampering is a stupid thing. And why do we have this period of time that things are a thing, but they're not actually a thing? And teams can do this kind of super shady stuff. Even
if it wasn't during tampering period, say it was just, in the middle of the season, they could do that. Because if they fail them on a physical, they fail them on a physical.
Yeah.
Remember who did we trade for? It was either Dwayne Brown. I think it was when we traded for Dwayne Brown. I think we traded Jeremy Lane. And Jeremy Lane failed his physical. So they're like, oh, shit, what do we do? So the Seahawks had to come up with like some sort of compensation because they couldn't trade Jeremy Lane to the Texans.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think it's sketchy, dude. It really is. I just think they should be punished. I don't think you should be allowed to do that.
Yeah.
Because the Raiders went out and spent all that money. Like you said, last time we talked, they went out and spent all that money. And I don't know. Maybe there's a happy ending to all this. Maybe Max Crosby stays. That'd be cool. I guess I actually feel worse for him than anybody because it's like, how do you go back into the locker room being like, hey, hey guys, I'm back?
I'm back. Yeah.
Which it's not like he's a locker room cancer, right? So it's not like
no.
So yeah.
I think two more. A trade that did happen. Jalen Waddle is now a Denver Bronco. So I think that would be I don't think I know. That's a huge upgrade to that wide receiver room out there in Denver. So they were kind of puddling along with who they had last year. And I think that offense, I think that offense will be a lot more exciting next year. Just as a fan of good football, I think that will be enjoyable. I know you hate Sean Payton, but
kind of sucks. We only got a second rounder for DK.
I know.
We won the Super Bowl. What was there to bitch about?
Yeah.
I keep telling myself that every time I see something, I'm like, hey, we won the Super Bowl. It's fine.
So that's a trade that did happen. A trade that might happen that broke today, or maybe late last night. I can't really remember. All the days are blurring together at this point. We don't know if it will actually happen, but Dexter Lawrence has said, I want out of New York. And man, oh golly gee, wouldn't that be something if he wound up a Seahawk? So
I was thinking it, but no. It's a lot of money.
It's a lot. It's a lot, but they have the cap space and they could totally do it. And it goes back to team building. We don't know what price tag they have for the defensive line, so we don't know.
I think they got a big price tag for the right guys because we saw him pay Leonard Williams. We saw him pay DeMarcus Lawrence, and we were like, "That's dumb. Why are we paying DeMarcus Lawrence?" I think they knew what they were talking about, and us as fans didn't. I always laugh at stuff like that because we're so in the dark compared to we're just fans.
Yeah.
But would you love it? I mean, it'd be imagine him and Byron Murphy up in the middle.
I would love it. It make a strength a bigger strength. Yes, that's the kind of stuff that gets me fired up.
Hey, take Boye Mafe. It's fine. We'll get sexy Dexy.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you look at what Seattle could trade to make something like this happen, and that's the only thing that causes me concern. Just because
3 draft picks we have.
Yeah, 4, and it's not great. So you need youth to supplement the team, and Dexter Lawrence is not a spring chicken. But that would be fun. I as a fan of things that are fun and maybe not smart, yes, I would love that. Is it smart? Probably not. But yeah, that's my take on Dexter Lawrence. I would be thrilled. I would be terrified for what that means for us 2 or 3 years down the road. But man, now, yeah, that sounds great.
What about you didn't mention I'm going to bring up 2 really quick. One that impacts us, Trent McDuffie.
Yeah.
Set in the market, and I think the Seahawks are like, oh, okay, you're going to set the market at corner? Checkmate. We're going to set the market at receiver. Didn't realize Puka was going to go on a rampage after that, and he might not be the highest paid receiver in football.
Wild.
Yeah. So, Trent McDuffie, that's definitely, they said, hey, look at the games we played against the Seahawks. Look at what JSN did. Let's stop him. And that's their counter. The other signing is Joe Flacco, right? Isn't he coming back or something? It was him, right?
Yeah, he's a Bengal now, right?
Yeah. Chad Schrader, what's going on?
Yeah, Joe Flacco back on the Bengals.
Not bad. He's going to compete for starting role.
Let's go.
because we know Joe Burrow's gonna get hurt again. So get me more Flacco, baby.
Yeah, I think that's about it. NFL free agency, right? Correct? Am I wrong? There was one thing I said, hey, let's get right back to that. Seahawks on Hard Knocks, which is like, hey, I'm not gonna lie. Last Hard Knocks I got really into was probably the 2019 Raiders, the one where Antonio Brown burnt his feet and wouldn't wear the helmet. So it used to be a rule. Obviously, I thought back to it and I was like, well, the Bills did it last year, but it used to be in order to qualify for Hard Knocks for the NFL or for HBO to select you, you had to miss the playoffs for 2 years in a row and you couldn't have a new head coach. And I guess when I saw that we had it, I was like, the first thing I thought of was that. And I was like, well, the Bills were on it last year. I think they're trying to save the show.
Yeah, and the double booking with Seattle this year and the Patriots next year, I think that confirms they're just trying to save the show. So, yeah.
I don't know if the Patriots are going to be very interesting next year, to be completely honest.
It'd be cool to follow Vrabel around. I think he'd be cool.
Yeah, call me hater, but I just can't see them.
I don't. Yeah, in terms of like play on the field, who knows? But you look at the Patriots run in this year's playoffs, and you got to wonder if circumstances were different, how successful would that have actually been? But I think Vrabel would make some really good TV. So he's out there hitting players, and
I think Mike McDonald's going to make some really bad TV. Not like
I agree. I agree.
Us as fans, I think the show. If you're a Seahawks fan and that's your team, you're going to watch a show and you're going to be like, man, this is awesome. If I'm being completely honest, I think it's going to be no drama. Knock on wood, right? I think there's going to be no bullshit. And I think it's going to be cool as a Seahawks fan to watch it. But if I'm most random Tennessee
an average Titans. Joe, but
no, just if I'm just a Tennessee Titans fan, Atlanta Falcons fan, am I going to be like, oh wow, this is awesome? No. So yeah, I'm excited though. I'm actually really excited for this, just because I've always thought about like, hey, what would it be of the Seahawks being on this? And they finally are gonna, and it's gonna be cool to follow along.
Yeah, I think from the aspect of now, I'm gonna say this and then immediately follow up with a statement from McDonald that totally undermines it. But
go ahead.
I think it is cool to be like, and this is what this looks like as a defending Super Bowl champion. We have not seen that before, and I think that would be that in and of itself would make it an interesting show.
We saw it one time, the first ever Hard Knocks, wasn't it?
Yeah,
01 Ravens.
But McDonald has immediately come out and said, like, we're not defending anything. Like, that's not a title we're buying into. Like, last year's team did that job. Now we start from nothing. We have nothing. And I'm like, holy, like that kind of stuff, like as a Seahawk fan, that should get you pumped up and like ready to run through a wall. But as you said, for anybody else, you're like, gosh, this guy's boring. Like this.
Well, I think they were getting tired of like the Browns on there every year, the Raiders. Trying to think who's been the Lions. I think they're getting tired of like just like, hey, here's this team that sucks. Check them out. So you think Chaz Surratt? I guess let's do my hot take now, really quick, because I want our hot take to be. Nah, it doesn't even have to. Hot take is Jake Bobo is going to be the one that everybody falls in love with on Hard Knocks.
Well, I said Chaz because McDonald came out and was like, that dude's going to be a star on the show. And
he said that?
Yep. And I was like, I did not expect that at all. But good for
Just the
him.
special teams, dude.
Yeah.
I remember last year he made tackle on special teams in the middle of the season. I go, who the fuck is Sarant? Chaz Sarant? Or Chaz Surratt? Whatever, however you say it. Cool.
Yeah.
I guess.
But I also agree. I think this moment was made for Jake Bobo. Probably AJ Barner.
Devin Witherspoon might be a little bit of a star.
Yeah, I think like seeing Barner's offseason escapades, like I think that would be. I think he's going to make for good TV.
He's just a champion, baby. He's doing what
he's,
champs do.
He's living like it right now. He's holding snakes. He's doing all kinds of stuff.
I didn't see that. I just remember the parade.
He's insane.
Yeah, that man, it feels so good to be the team that won the Super Bowl and be on Hard Knocks. I just feel like I said, I keep telling myself that. Like every time I think, I'm like, I just still can't believe we won the Super Bowl. Also, really quick before we get to some guys that I'd like to draft, Fanatics, by the way, I waited a month and a half. Wait till every Super Bowl item went on clearance, and I balled out. I told myself I was going to do it. I'm like, okay, I'm going to buy, like, right off the rip, I'm going to buy full price hat, t-shirt, and like a jersey, which I did before the Super Bowl. I waited, dude. Let's see. Watch me have none out here right now. Got this for the old lady. Like $60.
Nice.
The 50th patch, because that's so last year, right?
Nice.
And then I got a Sam Darnold Super Bowl jersey, $80. And then I got this fashion Rashid Shaheed Super Bowl patch for like $64. And I got Seahawks Super Bowl champion hoodies for $20. And I got t-shirts for $13.
Nice.
Yeah. I knew it was going to happen. I knew it. I was like, I'm just waiting until this goes on sale.
Good stuff.
Yeah. Sorry. Let's get into we have time. Let's get into can I pull up some mock drafts that so I found this website. It sucks when I'm the one sharing the screen because I have to do all the work.
Oh.
I'm just kidding. Let me know if this shares. Maybe. All right, can you see me?
There we go. Yep.
Can you see it?
Yeah. If you can zoom in, like if you can make that bigger, that would be. You have to do that from the browser itself.
I have a touch screen.
That's right.
How about that? Is that better?
Yep, much better.
Is that better?
Yep, a whole lot better.
Okay, so this website was kind of cool. It's called NFL. It's called NFL Mock Draft Database, and you can actually go. It shows 12th man rising, The Athletic, another 12th man rising one. So it's a bunch of people that do these mock drafts who they have the Seahawks taking.
Nice.
So that way we don't have to look at it in a complete mock draft, right? We just kind of get to who we want. So let's go with Jonathan Eag from 12th Man Rising. He has the Seahawks in round 1, taking Caden McDonald from Ohio State. And this one has a trade. Round 2, Zion Young. I just don't. I guess maybe I could, but do you see them going off defensive line right off the rip?
No, I don't think elevating the edge talent in this draft to hit your need, a suspecting need, I guess, is the smart move. I don't I really think they're going to hit corner with their first pick.
So here's what we have. This is Sports Illustrated and another 12th Man Rising. They both have Brandon, I think it's Cease out of South Carolina, going. And that's another thing. I don't even know if I know the names aren't flashy at corner, but I'd kind of really just want to pull the Band-Aid off and go running, trade down at the end around, want to go running back.
I'd lose my mind if Mike Washington became a Seahawk. I would lose my mind.
That's why I kind of want to talk about. We'll get to that, but Colton Hood, I think he's a consensus like end of first round cornerback. I was kind of looking at him like just 6 foot standard cornerback. Have another edge here, another edge. I guess edge seems to be the thing. Cornerback, Colton Hood. So I kind of want to talk about. Wow, I didn't. So this guy was going way earlier. Casey Concepcion. I guess what I really want to talk about was the 3 running backs that I think are going to be in our range, if that makes sense, as far as like second round picks go. And I think Jadarian Price is one of them, the backup running back for Notre Dame. Sorry about that. Jonah Coleman, running back out of Washington. And then the guy that you touched on was Mike Washington. And we had a guy comment last show about him, and then we saw him be an absolute freak at the combine. And I think kind of a consensus, like what fans and me personally want is Mike Washington Jr.
I would lose my dang mind. That would be awesome.
I only have 2 moves.
Yeah, you only have 2 moves. Yeah.
Yeah, so I only have 2 moves. I should try this. No, I'm joking. So he seems like more of a complete back than the other 2. Can you hear me okay?
You're like stuttering in and out. I think you should leave the streaming to me.
I'm gonna close this.
Yeah, I mean we could just talk about it. Yeah, you've been struggling.
Okay,
it's been the return of the struggle for Joe here on the show.
Dude, if I have to fucking throw this computer away, I'm gonna. Brian says Jonah Coleman, and trust me, dude, I'm a diehard Dogs fan, but he put up a lot of numbers in the first 3 weeks against like UC Davis, Colorado State, and Washington State, but him against the Big Ten is not great. But let's talk Mike Washington. Actually, let's leave him for last. I think Jadarian Price out of Notre Dame is kind of we'll say gold, silver, and bronze. And I think I'm going to put him in silver as far as Jadarian Price goes. He's a guy that it seems like you can kind of get him out in space and get explosive runs. But it's I don't think he has much of a nose for the hole. We're going to say Jonah Coleman. I'm going to put him in bronze just because of what we saw him do against elite competition, if that makes sense. And I love Jonah Coleman. He's a wrecking ball. He's 5'8". He's 5'8", like 220 pounds. He's now like, think of like Maurice Jones-Drew. He's kind of going to be a little bit like that, but a little more bulldozy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Mike Washington, he's an absolute combine freak, for one. And the Seahawks like that. And it's tend to worked out for him. DK Metcalf was one of those guys, and Tariq Woolen was one of those guys.
Yeah, I think I agree with your ranking there, and being in the position to snag a running back. I don't see, like, for me personally, when I look at Seattle's offseason, man, I think I don't. I know I'm reading into more and more, probably more than most. Like the Wilson pickup at running back, like I just don't think they're going to go high with a running back, and like a first or second round. I think they're content with rocking who they got. McDonald's been pretty bullish on the people who are already in the building. He seems pretty jazzed up about Wilson coming in, and we're gonna just white knuckle it until Charbonnet comes back. And I think at the end of the day, those pipe dreams of getting a running back, especially in the first round, is
I'm not talking about any of these guys in the first round.
yeah.
I would actually be upset.
I would too, but
well, it's a 32nd pick. I don't think we're drafting the first round regardless.
Yeah, you think we're trading out?
Yeah. Don't you?
So last year, I fell in love with Nicky Memori, like way before
I know
other people, and I'm very happy that worked out. And I'm fairly certain I found that person for this draft, and if he's available at 32.
This isn't a guy that's projected like top 5, right?
No. So
okay.
right now he's on ability, he is the second cornerback, but he's coming off of a season-ending injury last year, and that might be enough to boop him towards the end of the first round. And that would be the teammate of Colton Hood out of Tennessee as Jerman McCoy from Tennessee, the starter. And so 6 foot, lanky guy. He held down the cornerback 1 spot in Tennessee, but he tore his ACL. He is a bit lanky, if anything. He's not small. He's not he's not that traditional like lanky Witherspoon.
He's not Tariq Woolen.
Yeah, but he is very twitchy, super explosive, long stride, like can keep up with the best of them, but that all hinges on how he recovers from this injury. And for me, I'm like, that as a guy who, in terms of talent, is number 2 cornerback, man, if he's there, like, take a flyer. Like, that's his talent is right there. And blue chip guy, like, he is in the 76th percentile of height at his position. He just was, when healthy, like, consensus second best corner in this draft. If you can snag him at the end of the first round, you do that. So that's, for me, like, if there is a scenario where they don't trade back, I hope it's for Jamon McCoy out of Tennessee.
Yeah. In a pipe dream, or a fever dream or whatever. Wish we could trade up to like the top 15 and take Caleb Downs. Could you imagine Love, Eamon Warrior, and Caleb Downs in the same secondary?
That'd be nuts.
Yeah, I kept thinking that. I kept telling myself, I'm like, man, I hope he like posts a picture of himself in a gas mask smoking weed before the draft.
That's why, like, for me, like the McCoy story, it's like you can get a top 10, 15 talent at 32 with no scandal. It's just if teams balk on it, he can slip. And we've seen that happen in the past. So I am of the mind where, like, if something like that doesn't exist, of course you trade back. Like, you only got 4 of them, and so you're going to need more of them.
How many we got next year?
I don't know.
12.
Well, that's not going to help this year.
No, I'm saying you have enough capital this year to move around if you absolutely want to.
Yeah.
I'm not saying to trade up and take Caleb Downs, but what I'm saying is if you're trying to trade into the 4th round, there's a guy you really want. You do have the capital to move up or get in the draft. I'm not very high on the draft this year, just as a whole.
It is a weaker, like, all around draft.
It reminds me of like 2013, like a lot. It's just kind of like meh. And there'll be guys that'll shine, but I don't know. There's one. I don't have it up anymore, but they had once I said diehard Huskies fan. That's taking Denzel Boston at 32, and I'm like, why are we picking a receiver after I literally just?
I know.
I'm like, cool. I like Denzel Boston. He's from Puyallup, really close, like a 30-minute drive to Seattle. It's north of Tacoma, south of Seattle. So, but still, it's like, why would we do that?
Yeah.
I did want to, if Brian's still here, Washington is a fumble machine. He's had 10 fumbles in the past 3 seasons, I think it is. And I did see that. But yeah, I think that's something where I just take his Jonah Coleman's had 1 fumble in the 2 years he was at Washington. And I just take Washington's talent over Jonah Coleman, if that makes sense. What's up, Seahawks, Eddie?
Yeah. I think at the end of the day, we're in a really good spot. It's good to dream big when it comes to the draft. As we talked earlier in free agency, like, free agency is not over yet, so the needs could absolutely change, and we'll see. But there's not too many scenarios out there where I'm like, yeah, like, we need to use that first round pick. Like,
No,
there's got to be something magical that happens.
Dude, Caleb Downs, just anybody knows Twitter information, because I would love to just have him fall to 32 that night. I'd just love to post some stuff that I wouldn't post anywhere else, but on Caleb Downs' Twitter, so he could fall to 32. Could you imagine that, though? Just, I don't know.
A little, but I mean, you're going to have to
move up like crazy.
Yeah, you're going to have to work a miracle to make that happen.
Well, that's the thing. Last year we had pick 18 in the first round, was it? Or 20?
20? No, it was 18.
It was somewhere around there. Late teens, early 20s. And it was like the possibilities were endless. We were talking about Eamon Warrior at 18. Like, a lot of us were. And then turns out he falls to, where did we take him? 34?
Yeah. 36? Yeah.
Yeah, kind of wish we would have took him 32nd. Kind of wish we would have traded up, have that 5th year. One thing we didn't talk about is Witherspoon's about to get paid. I think that's pretty obvious. And I I don't know. He deserves it. I love his style. So
Yeah. It's fun being us right now. So
yeah, no shit. It's like it's just so weird not like being like, oh man, if this would have happened last year.
yeah.
Like you can't really say that because it's like, oh man, if we would can you believe just thinking back of this season, the oh mans, if this would have happened, would have been, oh man, if Sam Darnold didn't throw 4 interceptions against the Rams. Oh man, if Sam Darnold didn't throw that interception against the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers game. The first thing that came to my mind when I started talking was like, wait, the Buccaneers game was last season, right? Yeah, Darnold didn't play for us 2 years ago. Just think of how far this team's came from the Buccaneers game, the first 49ers game, where the offense could not do anything.
Yeah.
And just to go on and win the Super Bowl, it's insane.
Fun being us.
Yeah, it is. Any hot take or anything or what?
I don't know. I feel like I got plenty of my old man takes already in the show. So
You think
gotta wait.
Flacco's gonna get traded to the Seahawks?
Oh man, what a pipe dream. Oh. I love Drew Lock, but
Yeah.
we could trade Drew Lock.
See, Brian, I'm happy that we said that. It's like, yeah, we lost 4 vets after a Super Bowl. And that's, I don't know if you were here earlier, but there was a national guy going, the Seahawks got gutted. And that's just what happens when you win the Super Bowl. And it's like, no, the Seahawks did not get gutted. If the Seahawks got gutted, JSN wouldn't be here. I'm just saying Charles Cross wouldn't be here. I'm just thinking of guys that would like make sense that would go get a huge payday somewhere else. But the fact of the matter is, like, the guys they lost were pretty like, they were pieces. They were like tiny pieces to the puzzle. Not saying that Kenneth Walker was probably the biggest one, don't you think? Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I would say.
But that hit that Kobe had in the Super Bowl was Legion of Boom-esque. You remember that on the tight end?
Yep.
And I was like, man, we should get him back. But obviously the Seahawks didn't value him that way. So,
no.
Yeah.
Good stuff, dude.
Yeah,
I missed this. We've been gone for a while.
Yeah, I know. I was going to say, I think, what, is the draft in 2 weeks?
It's coming.
I think we're going to have a show. What day is the draft? The 24th? So I think we're going to have a show the 21st and the 24th, if that's cool with you. If we do like one pre-draft, like short, like mock draft show or something, and then this is probably something we should do offline. My bad. But just kind of letting Brian know.
We'll figure it out. My daughter has something on the 24th in the evening, but I think we'll
my bad.
We'll see how it goes.
All right.
I have zero clue. But anyway, we'll get back
guys,
to everybody out there on YouTube land about the draft show. We'll see.
Yeah, everybody on YouTube, we will see you later. We're going to talk about this, but we'll definitely see you the 21st. All right. Take it easy.
We did not care